All right. Hey, in other news, we're going to give you a Mustard update. You want to do that now or you want to do it a little later?
I don't mind doing it now because I know Troy Quan. Is Troy Quan in?
Yeah, Troy Quan made it in.
I know Ope was going to produce his record and people wanted to know where it was.
Yeah, so Mustard, the homeless guy, homeless shopping spree, comes in. We hear he's a musician. We give him a guitar. He plays just an amazing version of Creep. One take, first take. I put the damn video on my YouTube channel, Opie Radio, and the thing went fucking viral. I mean, there's a bunch of versions of it. It's over 1 million views if you count up all the versions that are out there on YouTube right now. So we're like, holy shit. He's played a few more songs for the show. Holy shit. Every song is like, wow, wow, wow. And then, when was the last time he was in? He came in after Christmas, and we give him a guitar, and all of a sudden he's like fumbling, and he really can't get the job done. And then behind the scenes, people just killing me on Twitter, killing me on the comment section of YouTube, the email section. When the fuck are you going to do the right thing and produce Mustard's CD? Right. Which I really want to do. So Troy Quan, who works for the show and helps out Kenny and stuff, he decided to take on the project. He goes, dude, this is right up my alley. I would love to fucking try to get this done for you. I'm like, awesome, because I don't really have time, and I don't even know how to fucking produce an album for anybody. So Troy, after going back and forth with Mustard, that alone was a nightmare, just getting a hold of the guy. I understand he's homeless, but...
It was, yeah. He doesn't have a computer.
Right.
So every time I email him, you have to wait a couple days because he has to go to the Apple store to check it.
Right.
So I would ask him a question like, hey, when do you want to get together and do this? And he would write back, check out my MySpace.
Right.
He wouldn't answer the question, so it kept going back and forth. So finally we locked in a day.
And he was writing me like, when are we going to get this done? And I'm like, all right, well, you're going to hear from this guy, Troy. Make sure you talk to the guy. He's going to set up the whole damn thing.
Yeah, so finally we locked in this Monday.
Past Monday.
Yeah.
Yep.
And we said 6 o'clock, come here. And it was just going to be him. Then his buddy calls me and says that they have a whole crew of people that are coming up. And it literally sounds like a party behind him. And I'm just like, oh, fuck. You know, because it's my ass if something happens up here and these guys are running around or jumping a live show or whatever.
Yeah, surprisingly, SiriusXM actually, they're on board with this whole Mustard project, which amazed me.
No, everybody's really cool with it.
Yeah,
they're excited about it.
So they gave us a studio this past Monday, so then Mustard wants to bring up everybody, all his homeless friends.
And he calls them, quote, unquote, a couple crazy motherfuckers.
Right.
So I'm like, no, this isn't a good idea. I'm like, you can only bring up your guitar player and... we'll just do it with you two guys.
Right.
So we go in the studio, and this guy that he brought up was just a total jerk off. I mean, he's some college kid who was like, hey, can you order me some food? I'm like, you want me to go get it for you?
Right.
He's like, well, have it delivered.
Right.
I'm like,
was he a homeless guy?
No, he's just some college kid.
Some college kid, okay.
Yeah.
Figures, little entitled prick.
So it was just, they were both drunk. And
Mustard said he's not drinking anymore.
Oh, he was drinking.
He goes. He looked me right in the eye the last appearance. He goes, I really want to make this happen. It motivated me. I'm not drinking right now. And I think Jimmy kind of looked at me like, oh, I've heard that one.
Well, he told me when he doesn't drink, he starts to cramp up and he gets the shits.
Right.
So he was about to have the shits while he was here.
So why doesn't he just have the shits? We have a bathroom.
Yeah, I don't know. It was just. It was interesting, to say the least, but it was hard. His buddy wrote a song for him, so he took 45 minutes trying to teach Mustard the song, and Mustard looks like he's falling asleep, and
right.
It was
so they weren't preparing for this big,
not in any way,
this big recording session.
So I did the best I could and got some demos, and basically the idea was to just hear his songs,
right,
get them recorded, give them to you, let you listen to them, and see what you like, and go from there. So
the album's not done?
No, we have a little ways to go yet.
We should have just fucking whatever he did on Monday, just put that out.
Well, there you go. You have it in your hand.
Have him make a few fucking $100 and we can move on.
Yeah.
But everyone's killing me. I'm like, look, there's some problems here.
Yeah, he's sabotaging it. Mustard is sabotaging
There's a major problem here. We would love to see him, clean his act up a little bit because he definitely has talent.
Oh, absolutely. It's sad too because he was here and he was like, "Hey man, can you buy me some alcohol?" And I'm like, "I can't do that, man." I said, "I'll buy you some dinner."
Right.
I'll go. And then his buddy's like, "Oh, cool. You're gonna buy us dinner." And he's like, well, getting food's the least of my concerns. I need to find alcohol.
Well, I'm looking at the Mustard demo that Troy recorded on Monday. He's got another version of Creep. How's that version?
It's okay. His buddy was playing guitar and trying to show off a little bit.
All right, I'm not going to touch that. Then Out of My Head.
Yeah, that one was pretty good. That was one of his originals.
I think he played that on our show before.
I think so, too.
Last Time We Met. All the Time with the Same Old Bastard Bullshit is the name of one of his songs. The Improv Song.
He basically told his buddy to play a couple chords, and he just... whatever was on the top of his head.
Is it good?
It's okay.
You want to hear the improv song, a little piece, Jimmy?
Okay.
And sometimes it sounds muffled because he kept grabbing the microphone and cupping it and trying to sing like this. He liked the way it sounded in his headphones.
All right, let me...
But it didn't sound good overall.
No.
And then there's Impulse to My Addiction, and then finally Russell's song. What's Russell's song?
That was the song that his buddy wrote. And then finally, after 45 minutes of trying to teach Mustard the song, I was like, look, you sing it. I'll email you the MP3 and Mustard can learn it
I'm
that
sure
way.
that's how the Stones did it, right?
Yeah.
Keith would bring in something, and 45 minutes later, they would have a finished product.
Yeah, while the other guy's nodding off.
Right. Here's a piece of the improv song.
Oh, we'll figure that out, won't we? Good. Come on.
He's gonna have it.
This is my favorite thing to do. This is my favorite thing to do. All across the country, I've asked guitar players, G, D, A minor, C. Just play G, D, A minor, C. Let's see what happens.
Just call it something so he knows what it's called.
Oh, I don't know the title yet.
Call it something.
Something. It's called something. Something in the way she moves attracts me like no other lover. All right, okay, go ahead. This is fun. Fundamentally, as you found out on mind, all this grind, I've got nothing left. Oh, but baby, better not for you. And I'm not holding this hand. If you want, maybe I could stand just about all that I've got to.
Can you pause this for 1 second?
Yes.
What is he doing?
Why the anger?
Because I like
I don't
Mustard.
think Danny's a fan either.
I
Danny,
like
not
Mustard.
a fan of the Mustard.
No, I like him. But he's fucking... and someone tell him this. He's sabotaging a chance at getting some stuff recorded.
Yeah, I'm a fan because it's making for some really good radio.
I was saying from the beginning, and people were calling me crazy, and they were just calling me a hater and stuff. But when he originally did that version of Creep, just off the cuff, I mean, I think everybody was giving him a lot of credit because he's this homeless guy with some kind of story.
Right.
But I mean, let's all be honest here. If I was playing that same guitar, if I had Mustard's same voice singing exactly the way he was singing that song, but it was me,
right?
People would be like, "This sucks."
Yeah, it helped that he had a backstory.
Yes. Well, you actually probably could, since you already have the same drinking habits. But
we'll check back in a couple more years, Danny. Your turn.
I wouldn't say he sucks, but I'm annoyed that he's. It's like you got a shot. You got to fucking look. This is a fucking satellite radio studio that you're being allowed into to record under pretty good fucking conditions, considering the fact that you live outdoors.
Pretty good. What
for
are you
free?
kidding me? This is fucking Sun Studios.
Everybody's treating you nice.
I had to think of a studio real fast.
Everybody's treating you nice.
Yeah.
You got a chance to do it. And I understand, look, he's a homeless guy. He's an alcoholic. Of course, I have empathy. He's sabotaging it. What are you doing, dude? Don't fucking sabotage your shot. Stupid.
And he's had at least 2 months since he came in here the first time. We're close to 2 months. I said, look, I'll produce something for you. So he's had 2 months to try to figure it out and maybe practice some songs at the very least. Continue drinking if that's what you're into, whatever. But at least fucking get your songs together.
If you can drink and do it, then drink all you want. But if it's really affecting you so bad where you're falling asleep while you're in the studio, maybe you should give yourself a week or two in detox and then come in and record and then go tie one on.
But addiction just rules your life. I mean, that's...
Yeah, but it worked.
Oh, I know. No, he's
Look,
right.
I just happened to be wearing a Doors t-shirt today. It worked for Jim Morrison. He was nodding out in the studio in between fucking takes.
But he had a real band around him, too, and it was a real band and not just a college kid who wanted a
What a douche, right?
I mean, the Doors could just structure the songs and say, all right, come in and just do something over this.
Right.
You know, I mean, we're solely relying on him to come in with his talent and try to lay something down.
Are you frustrated, Troy?
No, you know.
Are you still in?
I absolutely. I just feel really bad for the guy, to be honest with you, because, you know, he definitely tried to drop some guilt on me before I left and was like, he's like, I'm not going to make it to see this happen, and I'm not going to live to see this happen. And
He's saying that?
Yeah, and then
You know
he's
what?
like...
That's the story of my life. I felt sorry for people my entire life. I'm over it. I'm so done with it. Fucking guy wants to drink until he is dead on the street. I could give a fuck.
And I'm like...
I used to be that guy that would fucking enable and bring them in, and like, I think I could help him. I'm so done with that.
Yeah, I mean, he
it.
kept going on about. I'm like, hey, look, man, we're doing what we can.
Yeah.
And he was like, well, then get me somewhere to sleep. And I'm like, fuck, man, what am I supposed to do? Invite this guy over to my apartment? You know what I mean?
Dude.
So I said, I'll buy you dinner, dude. You know, I mean,
Would you think you could fall asleep with Mustard in your apartment?
oh hell no, hell no,
No.
It was enough just having him up here, worrying about my job. You know,
He's not a bad guy either. He's actually a nice dude.
he is.
But the thing is, he's making decisions. I understand he's a slave to the alcohol. It's fucking horrible.
Sure.
But the thing is this, a guilt trip, you're giving your time freely. He's being provided with a great place to record music. It's like, dude, people are actually reaching out and giving you a chance. Don't sabotage it by insisting on being drunk. It's like, that's what's wrecking you.
Well, now we got people with their opinions, which is fine. Tim in Rochester. What's up, Tim?
You guys are like suits in there. It was a pretty gritty blues tune you guys cut off. I don't think it was that bad.
We're going to go back to it.
Yeah, I didn't really dig it, dude. Maybe because I know the backstory and I was annoyed.
I hear that it could be something.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I at least know music enough to know, wow, that could be something.
Sure.
You know, but I don't know. I don't know if Troy has enough fucking time to make it into something.
Can we have a
He's gonna do
song
his
that's
best.
not improv? Let's hear more improv. So you know what? Maybe I'm wrong.
Kevin from Connecticut. Jim Morrison was a bad example. Opie died at 27 years old. No, the point I'm making, though, when he was recording, he was fucked
He was a
up.
mess.
And he was able to, you know, get some classics out there for everybody. Hank, he's gone. Okay. And then we got Hank in Windsor. Hank.
Hey, how you doing?
All right, brother.
Hey, you know what? I hated this guy the minute you had him online. He's a freaking coward. He's doing this on purpose because he doesn't want to deal with real life. He'd rather live on the streets and drink himself to death than actually have success at something. That's why he's doing this crap. It's not so much the alcohol, it's just he's a freaking coward.
I wouldn't go as far to call him a coward. I mean, that's like a harsh... He's just a guy he's in an addiction, and he doesn't understand that he's doing it. Like, if you sat him down and showed him a video of the way he's acting, he'd probably go, wow, what an ass I am.
Mm-hmm.
Like, he doesn't mean to be no one sabotages shit on purpose. You know, it's just frustrating to watch. I wouldn't say he's a coward. He's just making shitty decisions.
It's just it's just a waste because he's obviously a talented guy.
Yeah.
And if he could figure out his addiction shit, he could probably be doing something in music. Not probably. He would be doing something. And it's just a shame. He's just throwing it away.
I think you just get in too deep with addiction, and you're just like, there's no hope.
Yeah.
You know?
And we should have learned the first time. Matt will explain from Cincinnati. Matt.
Hey, hey, Jim. Love the show this morning. Good job, guys.
Thanks, Matt.
Just wanted to say, the same thing happened when you guys brought Grey Wolf up to the studio to try and finish off that Shelter Me song. It's just when the pressure's on, the homeless can't perform like that. It's got to be something just, maybe they realize that if this is their shot and they blow it when they are surrounded in that environment.
You know what? That Shelter Me thing, it bothers me to this day. The Grey Wolf Shelter Me song. If we got one more verse, I'm telling you, we could have made that into a hit song.
Why don't we get him in here?
Grey Wolf? We've given up on that shit.
No, but
Drew Boogie tried. Everybody tried.
Drew tried, but let's get him in
And then
here.
other listeners took what Grey Wolf did and tried to do something with it to make the song longer. And it's just such a shame.
Why not just write one more verse for him?
We've done all that.
And what happened?
It failed miserably.
I say we try it
Drew
again.
Boogie had him in a studio, and there was verses written, and it was just a disaster, kind of like what is happening with this Mustard thing.
I say we try one more time with Grey Wolf, because Grey Wolf, I think, at least is willing to try to do it right. I mean, give one more shot.
Right.
I mean, we got studio. That is something that actually probably would be very a hit.
Really? We thought Mustard this would be easy.
I don't know.
We thought he just needed a warm studio and a few hours to figure it all out, you know?
Well, Grey Wolf just needs one or two
Matt,
verses.
right on. Back to this improv thing.
Grace your mind. I've got to find my way. I've got to, baby, all I got now is you. Got the one.
Danny, what do you think?
Danny's just losing his mind over there.
It just sounds like, I mean, look.
You can hear that it could be something.
Great. And
be honest, at least. You can hear that, at least.
And the millions of people who go and jam out every day in studios, I mean, that sounds like something, too. It's just another mediocre guy who fucking just can't get it going on.
Let's go to Joe. Well, it got the phones lit, man. Everyone has their opinion. Joey on Long Island. Joey.
What's up, boys?
Danny's been wanting to say Mustard sucks since the first day you met him.
Awful.
Joey. Jesus.
That fucking song sucks. You know what it is, dude? You want that song to fucking be good, and it's just not. You know what? There's guys out there that that would give a fucking ball to fucking be in that position that has the opportunity to do that.
Yeah.
You know what? He just fucking pitched it away. You know what? Fuck him, dude. You know what? I got fucking ideas for you for the show, and I don't have the opportunity to give them to you guys. So, you know what? Fuck him. Move on to the next fucking guy. I'm sure there's fucking 30 other guys that would do it.
You know what, Joey? Follow me on Twitter, Opie Radio. I'm getting some good stuff from the listeners all the time. I'll read your shit.
I'm on it, dude.
I'll read your shit.
So also,
who are you on Twitter?
It's my last name, but my little my screen name is my first and last name. But if you just see like on the little side notes, it's Joey from Long Island. You'll see it.
Okay.
I just added you yesterday.
All right, I'll check you out. Write me some shit.
All right, boys.
All right.
Let's hear one of his songs that's regular. Maybe that was just not a good example. Maybe are some of his regular songs better?
Yeah, try number 2.
No,
we just did.
No. No, two is going to be the best one he did. So I want to play another one that might not be up to track number 2.
What do you think might...
So give me another track that we should at least listen to that you think might be...
I don't know, man. It's...
What about... I'll read the songs again. Last Time We Met, All the Time with the Same Old Bastard Bullshit, Impulse to My Addiction... Or,
that one's about his drug addiction, or his alcohol addiction. So you might want to give that one a shot. You know what? Here it is. In his defense, yeah, he's not the best... But his story is cool. You know what I mean? It's a guy on the street. He came up here. We threw a guitar at him. He did Creep. And there's a lot of pain in his voice. You know, so that's what I'm drawn to.
Right.
And that's where I think the talent is. It's just trying to...
You're an enabler, aren't you?
Who drinks in your life?
Yeah.
Nobody.
Okay. What was the issue in your life that you have to bring people in and make them better?
No, you know, I just...
Let's discuss this. Jimmy knows.
I mean, everybody's felt pain, you know? So... You know, you try to.
What is it about him, though? It hits close to home. What's the story? I think Jimmy's onto something. What's up?
It's just like you have a guy, and he's looking for a shot, so you give him a shot, and that's what I'm trying to do. You know, and try to get. I like raw talent,
right?
And to try to bring that out of him and capture it is what I was attempting to do.
So Troy, you think that if he has a hit song, you'll never wake up again with those screaming of the lambs?
Hopefully not.
And someone is saying Mustard said the guitar was not his strength. Maybe get some other guys to play and let him sing. There's another guy playing the guitar in this.
Yeah.
This time. And a guy who built Mustard's website. Good for you. Stop fucking calling.
What does he want? The guy who built the site?
Brian, what? Really, what? I only hung up on you 5 times. You didn't get the point, so what?
Well, I wasn't sure if it was disconnected.
No, it wasn't. It was a hang-up. It was a classic hang-up. What?
I apologize.
What are you doing for Mustard? Go.
It's thehomelessmustard.com. That's all.
It's his website? What's he got on there?
It's got his videos, and I'm trying to get him to send me some of the MP3 files, because his music on his MySpace page is actually pretty cool. There's a song called Evacuating Mars that I like. But
all right, well, you know what?
It's got some pictures to you guys with links to your website.
Well, you know what? I'm going to be checking out your website. Mustard is copywritten. I own the name Mustard. Yes, I own it.
Do you?
Yes, I do.
Well, I own the homeless, so we can share it.
All right, man. Thank you.
Goodbye, Brian.
All right.
Thehomelessmustard.com.
Let's say hi to Steve the trucker. Steve.
Hey.
Yes.
Morning, guys.
Hi.
Hey, I'm an ex-meth addict, and all this guy, all you're doing for this guy is enabling him. Until he hits rock bottom, he's never going to want to come back up. And he's not at rock bottom yet. You're just giving him a way to get more drinking and get some food and get warm for a little bit.
Seems like he's pretty close to rock bottom.
I don't know how any lower you can get other than being dead.
Jimmy, you're an ex-addict, right?
I'm still an addict, but I just don't get high. But yeah, the thing is this. Enabling is giving a guy a shot and saying, look, come up and play some music and see what you can do is not necessarily enabling somebody. If you're trying to wrap a life blanket around them and force them to live a better life and constantly making excuses, that's enabling. But I think if a guy's just coming up and you're like, all right, let's see if he can put something good down, and just helping somebody out is not necessarily enabling them.
Right.
Well, the guy is an amazing, amazing voice.
Danny disagrees.
Danny's making a lot of faces. Instead of making the faces, you got to speak your mind, dude. I hate the making faces shit.
Danny's not very shy.
If you got something to say, you got a mic, say it.
Well, look, I mean, the guy, his voice is not bad. He does have a good voice when he chooses to, to focus and actually hold a note. But he's proven that it's just incredibly difficult to even make it through like a 2.5 minute song. So, voice or not, I mean, you got to have some basic structure,
right?
If you're going to try to get something going on. So, I don't care how good your voice is if you can't use it properly.
Well, that's the point of these demos, is to try to.
I think I don't know anything about this stuff. I'm not even going to make believe I do. I think it would work with him and a guitar. I think it's too complicated to bring a band in with this guy, and I think they're all distractions.
Well, he's only got one guitarist, right?
Yeah, but let him fucking figure out the guitar and sing, and we'll throw some shit out there. I think trying to get a band together with this guy. Good luck to you, Troy.
Well, I was shooting for the stars.
Yeah, you're gonna drive yourself nuts. I think him. Just tell him, look, it's you and a fucking guitar. We got some recording time, and just do it.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, I mean, look. Let's see what one of his regular songs sounds like. Maybe he did better on another one.
Well, no, we're gonna hear "Impulse to My Addiction" first. A piece of it.
Okay.
Impulse to my addiction. Impulse to my addiction. Because I have so many.
Jesus, why are you dealing with this? And to all the people, why aren't you? This is why. All right, so stop writing me.
Impulses and addictions and impulses to those addictions.
Is he snorting lines?
No. Every song was a struggle, I'm telling you.
Troy, what the fuck? Who's hurting in your life that you're taking on Mustard? He's not ready to open up, Jimmy, but you hit on something.
Yeah, I think
Sam?
even if they're not hurting presently.
Yeah, Sam.
Somebody.
Troy, there is something connecting him to this.
Yeah.
Because I talked to him the day after, and the emotion that was on his face was just really like he was bummed, disappointed, depressed. Like this was there was something cathartic about this for Troy, and when it started falling apart around him, it was something deeper than
you just felt like you
music.
can't help this guy, right?
Here's what it is.
Because Sam is implying the pain was etched in your face.
No, as a human being, you see what this guy has to go through. And you see when you say goodbye to him, I'm going to my apartment, and he's just going to sit on the corner.
He made that choice, though. Right, Jimmy?
Yeah, he did, but, there's decisions in life that just keep a domino effect till you get to that point.
Right.
I mean, you don't walk down the street and see a homeless guy sitting there freezing, and you're like, that could be me.
It doesn't bother me at all anymore. When you live in New York City, you realize most of those guys want to be right where they are.
Yeah, and
I used to be like you. I'm like, oh my God, you get sad, you pull out your wallet, what could I do? And then you realize these guys, I see the same homeless guys in my neighborhood. They don't. Most of them aren't even aware they're on the street at this point. They're happy. They're just happy.
I mean, look at Tippy. As so many times as Dr. Steve or even Keith would try to clean him up and try to get something going on. I mean, he enjoyed being homeless. He really enjoyed it, and I'm seeing that a little bit with this Mustard guy. And you know what? I think the guy he just likes the lifestyle. It looks like he likes not having the responsibility. He understands that there are people out there that'll help him, but the guy just doesn't give a fuck. And I understand he's got addictions and demons and shit, and well, whatever. And that's why the fucking guy's homeless.
But Troy,
I'm going to get killed for my statement. That's a blanket statement, but I'm saying a lot of homeless people are happy right where they are. For real. Troy
is saying, I think, and I understand this, that like even though you look at him, it does make you grateful for the way things are in your own life. It's
sure,
like, you know what?
Absolutely.
It's like because especially me, like I was a fucking fuck up, and I mean, yeah, I made the right choices, but you know, it's a corny old expression, but you know, but for the grace of God go I. So you look at a bum and you're like, well, I'm not any better than he is.
Right.
I just made a better choice. I'm not a fucking smarter guy or a fucking more entitled guy. So I have a certain amount of I've known a lot of homeless people in sobriety, and none of them have ever said like, oh fuck, I miss those days. They've all, like, once they get to a certain point of being sober, they're all like, ugh, holy shit, what a nightmare, eating out of dumpsters.
Then there's a realization.
Yeah, so
when you're living in that moment, you don't really know what it's doing to you.
Yeah, I understand what you're saying.
So I'm in a position where I'm able to help him and do what I can. So that's what I did, you know.
All right, I stomped on a homeless cake once. Homeless man's cake once.
That wasn't one of your finer moments.
It's all hey, I never felt anything I want to, but before I'm on it, before I go, your face like that.
I want to sit the guitarist down and go, it's not about you. What, has he got the fucking guitar at the mic in front of Mustard's face? This fucking kid's bugging me.
He just wanted a Reuben.
Oh, he's got the guitar right up there.
Maybe if he got his Reuben, he wouldn't have been
Mustard's
so angry on the guitar.
You get a homeless guy who's falling asleep. Don't put the guitar at the mic. Strum, 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 strum.
Yeah, they were in their own world.
Little prick.
They were in their absolute own world. But you know that if you could fine-tune one of these songs, you could hear it on the coffee house.
Well, that leads to the one you thought was the best track, Out of My Head. I don't know if we're going to play the whole thing. We shouldn't.
I mean, just play, let people.
You want to hear Out of My Head? This was the best song he did. How many hours?
It was about 2.5.
Jesus.
And they would have kept going, but I said, hey, look, we have to wrap this up.
Because you knew nothing else was going to happen.
Yeah, and I, have to get up at 4 o'clock in the morning, so.
Right. All right, hear you.
I've been out of my head, I've been crazy for days. I'm lazy, mind ways, and I've been left here for dead. I'm been constantly crazy. I'm a bastard, haunted and faced. Haven't told myself to the
The stars might have just been aligned. Because he did that song on our show, and it was way better than this.
Yeah.
Way better. And that was him and a dumb guitar.
Maybe he has to be maybe he was in really bad shape.
I can't listen to any more of that. Huh?
Maybe he was in really bad shape when he came in and saw Troy.
Well, he was in bad shape the last time he was on our show, too. I was like, oh, boy. Maybe he got...
I passed out on the toilet.
Yeah,
that's right.
Maybe he got scared.
I'm acting like it was an optimum fucking performance. In mid-shit, he dozed off.
Jesus, the phones. Let's go to Cody in Indiana. Cody.
Hey, buddy. How you doing?
Pretty good, brother.
Good. You've given me hope, Opie, because I'm a musician. I have confidence in myself, but I have even more confidence now knowing that if a guy like you will give this guy a fucking shot, I will be a fucking superstar. And on top of that, hey, Troy, I'll bring you food if you want to produce me, brother. I'm there.
Yeah, see, like Danny said, a lot of guys out there would love this opportunity.
Sure. What kind of music do you sing, sir?
Well, it depends on, who's hiring me. I've done stuff for Meatloaf, and as bad as it is, Clay Aiken even, but, I can go all over the place, R&B, acoustic rock. Try not to get too pussy, but, it's fun.
What do you like? You write original music?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
I like to stick more toward, it's a kind of an obscure thing for someone like yourself, but there's a group called Guster. I like to do kind of stuff like that.
Oh, sure, yeah.
Not as wussy as Guster, kind of, even though I love them. But
What's the name of your favorite song that you've written that's yours?
It's called Normal Man, and it's a corny title. I didn't come up with the title, but basically it says, when all of the other superheroes in the universe lose their powers, who's going to save you?
That was not me.
You're going to make Troy feel bad for him.
Troy's going to search that guy out, too.
Yeah. Wait, I wanted to know what Normal Man was.
Joe.
It's a guy in a cape with an N on it.
Joe.
Yeah, believe me. Yeah, thank you.
We know what it's supposed to mean.
Exactly, not the Black Lantern.
Joe. Buddy.
Hey, how's it going, guys?
Hey, man.
Hey, listen, I liked Mustard when he first came out, when he sang that Creep song. I swear, it was amazing. But I swear to God, it sounds like the guy's got a dick in his mouth. I can't understand a word he's saying anymore.
Yeah.
I mean, enough with the sob story. Who gives a shit? Everybody's got a sob story, for Christ's sake, man. I was in the SEAL, took shrapnel, couldn't no longer be a SEAL. Went and got a job, for Christ's sake, making 6 figures. Lost that to a Mexican. My dad ends up killing my mom, and he kills himself. Everybody's got a sob story.
Your dad killed your mom and then killed himself? Were they estranged? What happened?
Ah, Christ, she was banging a nigger, and my old man couldn't have me. I couldn't do it.
How long ago was that?
Yeah, I know. It is pretty funny now, man. I didn't laugh at the time, but
that's awful.
No, it's a horrible story. Well, just your choice of words just made us laugh a little.
Well, did he catch her in the act, or did he know about it? What happened?
Actually, the guy, he was a preacher, no less. Had his wife called my dad at work, and I was there at home the day that he came home and confronted her, and I'm like, nah, Dad, you're crazy. There's no way she could be doing this. And I kind of settled him down, but later on she admitted to him, and like a month later just drove him freaking insane. If you knew my dad, he was one of the most prejudiced sons of bitches she ever met, and he couldn't deal with it anymore.
He was one of the what kind of guy was he?
Prejudice.
Oh, prejudice, okay.
Yeah, he got jumped when he was younger by a bunch of black guys. He just never really got over that whole deal. Really kicked his face in pretty good. But, he grew up in Cleveland and everything in the worst parts. But, yeah, I mean, it was on, but it happened right in front of my sister, who's an invalid. She's been on life support since she was 8 years old. Everybody's got a story.
So he shot her and then shot himself?
Oh, no, he stabbed her. He stabbed her about, 41 times. And then right in front of my brother, he stabbed himself 3 times in the neck and told him to leave.
Holy shit.
And how many years ago was that?
It's 1990.
Oh, okay. It's 20 years ago. Wow.
Oh, no, it was 2000. That's right. It was the millennium.
10 years ago.
Yeah, 10 years ago.
It
was all over the news, but,
Who had to clean up the mess?
Actually, yeah, you're not even going to believe this, but they brought in a company, and the guy recognized me because my father-in-law blew his head off, and the same guy cleaned up that mess.
Wait, hold on. Your wife's husband shot himself. I mean, your wife's father.
Yeah, shot his fucking brain, shot his head. I swear to God, I actually came in right after it happened. Here's a great story for you. You guys want to know how sick I am. I walked into the place. She's losing her mind, locked herself upstairs. I walked over. He's got a lobe of his brain on his lap. Another lobe of his brain is on the end table. He's still got the shotgun in his hand. A cop's upstairs trying to get her out of the room. He comes down and goes, "What are you doing here?" I'm like, I'm her son-in-law. What's going on? He goes, "I can't get her out of the room." I was like, "Well, go deal with her." So he goes back upstairs. I ran over his body, took out his wallet, and took $200 off his carcass.
Well, what was he going to...
Everybody's got problems, man.
See, Troy, everyone's got problems. You can't save the world, Troy.
Was she still having sex with the preacher when your father killed her, or had she stopped and just confessed?
No. I think that was it. I don't know, man. I mean, she took care of an invalid for 20 years, never left the house because she had to deal with my sister for 20 years, and I think she just got burned out, man.
Wow.
I don't think she still loved my dad. I just think she just got burned out.
Right.
Wow.
The fuck?
That's we're not gonna beat that today, man. Jesus.
I'm telling you, brother, I got it.
I hear you, Joe. Just don't fuck with us, all right?
I'm happy as pig and shit, man. Fuck Mustard.
All right.
All right.
You guys take care. Nice talking to you,
Right on.
All right,
Joe.
see you later, man.
Thanks for listening. See, he's gotten over some major tragedies. It didn't make that guy drink and drug.
Well, I'd say the first one he handled rather quickly. When the body's got 200 and you fucking slip 200 in your pocket, that's called getting over it immediately.
Yeah. Well, he doesn't need the money, so what the hell?
Yeah, it was actually practical.
It was practical. Practical, right. All right. We're not going to spend any more time with Mustard for now. Bring the guy up to record by himself. Yeah, we said that. Let Mustard write his own lyrics to Grey Wolf's song and get that out. I don't know if he's able to do that. Mustard and Club Soda Kenny need to form a band. Stop doing so much for this guy. He doesn't appreciate it. He should work for it. Mustard has to realize that it needs to be all or nothing. I was homeless for like a month and a half, and you have to just be strong enough to pull yourself out of it. So a lot of people have a comment about Mustard. Yes, Sam?
The stories that Troy was telling really did seem like Mustard's the type that if he ever did get famous, he would completely forget about all this entire show.
Oh, yeah. I would
Why,
imagine.
Troy?
I don't know. What did I say that would lead you to believe that?
Just he seems so like he seemed like Troy owed him something. Like he showed up as if Troy should be doing this for him. Like, hey,
dude,
yeah,
that's the story of our lives. Everybody that has kind of gotten famous on the way up has blown us off. Not everybody, but just about everybody.
Yeah, I thought he would have come in with a little bit different of an attitude.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
All right, well.
It was kind of...
He had the whole picture painted in his head, and then Mustard just came and just...
Well, I didn't know what to expect, to be honest with you.
Wait, how did he come? How did he come in that you thought he might have been a little bit different? Or was it like just being demanding?
Well, I just thought he would come in a little more prepared, and I think he sort of thought we would spend hours just getting this out of him, and then it was like... then afterward, I mean, there was a lot of guilt involved. You know, he kept saying... I need a place to live. How about giving me a place to live? And I'm not going to live to see this happen. And I'm just like, fuck, man. I'm doing what I can for you. I mean,
I know the shelters aren't the greatest places in the world, but he could at least start there. No, Jimmy?
He's got to pull. He's just guilting because he sees that Troy's a nice guy,
right?
And it's like there's got to be a point where you go, look, you're making shitty decisions. You're not saying get me. He didn't say take me to detox.
Right.
He said get me fucking booze.
Yeah.
So look, you want to get sober, you want to get clean, you can do it for free in New York.
Right. There you go. All right. That's the update on Mustard. The saga continues. I don't know where it's going to end up, but we'll let you know.